What is going on, good people? Welcome on into the Delmarva Sports Insider, the only live and local show dedicated to giving you all local sports all the time. I'm Sports Director Trayvon Miles. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight, and welcome to the greatest show on earth. I say it all the time. I'm going to say it again. A lot of happenings on Delmarva this week. And we got the chance to check in with our local college football teams as they are just a few weeks away from season openers. But we will begin with the new season the Delmarva Shorebirds are currently embarking on. Delmarva surrendered their division lead a few weeks ago after their roster was plucked through with call-ups. But finally, help is home. Colton Cowser was the 5th overall pick by the Orioles back in the 2021 MLB draft just over a month ago. He joined the Shorebirds roster this past Tuesday along with 11 other draft picks, including 4 top 30 franchise prospects. Colton rocking the number 20 for Delmarva on Tuesday against the Fredericksburg Nationals. 5th overall pick on July 11th by the O's out of Sam Houston State. Now, he began his professional career with the FCL Orioles Orange. He hit 500 on that team, but it wasn't only him joining the squad. A total of 5 Orioles top 30 prospects joined, including Connor Norby, Colby Mayo, Reed Trimble, and John Rhodes. An infusion of talent all joining onto the team at the same time. Now, their debut got off to a rough start. In fact, their opponent, Fredericksburg, had a no-hitter going through 4 innings in that opening game, but the New Look Birds would come back in a major way, winning that first game by a 10-1 final. And take a look at what this new team has done this week. How about this? Been pretty amazing. They take that first game of the series 10-1. The next one they win 3-1. Game 3 was wild. The team trailed 9-8 in the bottom of the 8th, but the Birds prevailed for an 11-9 win. And tonight they were down early, but guess what? They came back, and that final tonight was a final of 17-1. So the Shorebirds doing really well right now. I think it's just awesome. The Shorebirds are absolutely decimated with talent pulled off of their roster earlier this year. To think that with 30 games left to go in this season, they have the chance to retool and get some experience behind these 14 players and make a real run at a Low A East championship is just really, really good to see. Now, we're going to be watching closely as the season wraps up what these guys can do and ultimately what it's all about if they can bring a championship here to Delmarva. All right, switching gears now. We've seen so much NFL preseason football over the past few weeks. It's a sign that the college football season is just around the corner. The Salisbury University Seagulls won both of their games in a very shortened spring season. Now that the fall is back, there are real titles on the line. 47 ABC Sports stopped by practice on Wednesday morning to check out the Gulls. SU looking to build off the successes of the 2019 and 2021 spring seasons. Back in 2019, the team made a run to the NCAA quarterfinals with a final record of 11-1. They were 2-0 just 5 months ago and won the NJAC Conference for a second straight year. Coach Sherman Wood's team brings back a number of stars on both sides of the ball, including quarterback Jack Lanham and All-Americans Joe Osborne and Sean Carroll. D3Football.com released their preseason top 25 poll on Wednesday, with the Gulls ranking inside the top 10 at number 8. Coach Wood says his guys are just happy that the season has come back around and they are chomping at the bit to get after it.
Well, I tell you, the first couple of days, it was so much excitement. I just don't know. Everyone, coaches, players, we were just running around, chest bumping, and just happy to be outside. We did run into a couple bad hot days, but if we got through those hot days, we can get through anything. But yeah, everyone's well. We're doing pretty good. We're practice number 8, so far we're getting through it, and we got to get a few kinks out here and there.
This year's home opener will be a true test. The Gulls will host 6-time national champion Wisconsin Whitewater at Seagull Stadium on September 11th. Coach Wood and his guys welcome the great competition headed their way.
Wisconsin Whitewater was in the national championship game, and our program has been doing well. for the past 10, 12 years. But in order to get to that elite level, that next level, you're going to have to play the best. And, I consider them the best. We'll get a taste of it. Hopefully we have a great crowd, and, we'll see what happens. But we're excited. We're excited to make that happen, and we'll see.
All right, moving on to the Division I level. With Wesley now gone, Del State is the only show in town in the capital city. The Hornets, however, relish the attention and will look to have one of their best seasons in recent memory. Del State is entering year 3 of the Rod Milstead era. The Hornets will look to capitalize on the spring season in which they won 2 out of their 5 scheduled games. DSU is bringing back some guys who could help them improve that win total in 2021, including Delmarva alum and All-MEAC preseason performer Brooks Parker. This year, 7 out of their 11 games are at home, including their season opener on September 4th. Coach says that brief spring was very productive to his program, and it's something that the Hornets will look to build upon this year. Now, Coach Rod Milstead is from the glory days of Delaware State University. He was an all-conference performer in the late 80s into the early 90s, a 5th-round pick by the Dallas Cowboys back in 1992, and a Super Bowl champion with the San Francisco 49ers back in 1995. I say all that to say the man knows a little bit about winning. I chatted with the guy in charge of bringing his alma mater back in this week's Insider Interview.
That was probably the most significant improvement that I've seen, is that this year we have leadership. We have guys that aren't afraid to speak up and say, hey, this is not good enough. This is not the standard. This is not living up to the expectation of Delaware State football. And I've been waiting for that. And we've been trying our best to groom guys. And we really feel like that our senior leadership this year is going to be a big part of our success. Tyleek Bethea was our starting quarterback as a freshman, came in the second quarter of the Delaware game and played the rest of the way. And then 2020 came COVID, and then 2021 the spring season, and Jared Lewis is the second guy. Tyleek goes down the first game. I believe it was the second quarter, and Jared takes us the rest of the way. So their stories are ironic on how they ended up being a starter, but it's still a 2-horse race in this one right here. It's going to be Jared and Tyleek, and it's so hard to call right now. We have to make that decision, but I won't shut the door on maybe running a 2-quarterback system. When I played with the 49ers, that was the one thing that we prided ourselves on. When you came into Candlestick, it was a fight, okay? And we in our minds, it was a game that was won, and we wanted to steal some games on the road. And so that's the same mindset that I have here with our program here. I feel like we need to do a better job of protecting the nest. And that's why when I got here, I changed our schedule and got rid of those money games. We weren't ready to play those games. When we get to that level, and I feel that this program has overcome some of the obstacles and we've gotten some of the recruiting woes out of the way and we're strong enough, then I'll take some of those money games and play a mid-major. Because I know that we'll have an opportunity to win. Going into a game that you have no opportunity to win because of a lot of forces. I mean, the resources, scholarships, players, budgets, and just the overall ambiance of a BCS school is much different than an FCS school, okay? And we're not at that level right now, and I know that. You got to come to the realization. You are who you are. And so until we get to that level where I feel that we can be competitive and play, we won't play any money games. And I think that's doing great for our players.
Really like the type of guy that Coach Milstead is. Now, there was a lot said in that interview, but what stood out to me the most was Coach Milstead talking about those pay games. It makes so much sense to me. Now, yeah, of course, those games could be kept on the schedule, and he could have kept them on there and watched his team get blown out while the athletic department cashes in on that big game. But he's trying to build the program back up to what it was when he was there. So you got to admire his determination to do something else and go outside of the norm of what we're seeing with many other small Division I programs and get his guys some reasonable, winnable games. That is how you build confidence. That is how you get a winning record, and that decision will come tenfold when recruits begin to see the Delaware State is no longer a doormat, instead a place that they can come and be recognized and have a real chance of winning a division title. So DSU getting their season started on Saturday, September 4th, when they host Bowie State University at Alumni Stadium in Dover. All right, that's going to do it for the A Block. When we come back, we have an After the Whistle with a big bag fella representing the Y-High tribe. That and more when the Delmarva Sports Insider returns.
Hi, my name is Fred Johnson, head coach at Lake Forest High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.